What is up, guys? Oh my gosh, my first YouTube live. This is crazy. What is up? I'm going to see if I can share this. Hold on. Boomer, me and my boomer self. How do I share a live stream on Instagram for you guys? But what is up? As you guys are coming on, just let me know what, I don't know. Where are you from? Let's just do that. Where are you guys from? And we'll start from there. I'm going to see if I can share this on my Instagram while you guys are, feel free to comment down below, and here we go. This is so weird. I feel like I haven't gone live in forever. Like, it actually has been forever, but like, it feels like it's been forever. But here we are. Literally, here we are. Okay. Posing for a thumbnail. Let's see if I can do this. What is this, Boomer? What is up from Georgia? Summer, what is up, girl? We've got a couple other people. As you're watching, let me know where you are from. What city, what country, what state, whatever. Let me know where you're from. We've got Canada, Christina. We've got Cynthia. I hope I'm saying that right, from Toronto. Walnuts and bestiality. Also, every time you comment on something, I laugh so hard because of your name, or like your handle. Georgia, as in the state or the country. Who knows? Literally, who knows? That's hilarious. Okay. Hold on. If you follow me on Instagram, you're about to see me post on there, because you gotta just post everywhere. The state, that's hilarious. From Hungary, Eastern Europe, what is up? If you don't know, I am from Kansas City, Missouri, which is, there's a Kansas City, Kansas, and there's a Kansas City, Missouri. I know, you would think Kansas City, like, don't you live in Kansas? No. I live in Missouri, though Kansas is only like maybe 15-20 minutes away. So I'm just like right on the border between Kansas and Missouri. The difference, though, between Kansas City, Kansas and Kansas City, Missouri is like night and day. So the Chiefs, like the Kansas City Chiefs, the Kansas City Royals, those baseball and football teams, they're on the Missouri side. Like KCK is what we call it, Kansas City, Kansas. Like, that's the ghetto side. Not very many, I shouldn't say not very many, wholesome people live there, but like, I'm gonna say that because I can. Where else are we from? Making your parents proud is not your responsibility. Okay, let's just start off with that. Okay, I want to do like a Q&A segment. I feel like I always start my lives off like that. Any questions you have about anything, being child free, if you want advice, if I don't know, if your marriage is about to crumble because your husband or wife wants to have kids and you don't, like, what questions do you guys have that I could possibly enlighten, give you answers? I don't know, just talk about in a public setting that you're okay talking about. Also, go Philadelphia Eagles. It's hilarious. I'm not like a huge sports person, so I really don't care. I went to a baseball game 2 weeks ago, but like, I don't know any of the players' names. Like, I'm not into the sports like that. Buffalo, New York. Yes, I love it. Okay, put in whatever questions you have. I will already tell you, my favorite candy is, yes, it's still Skittles. Has not changed. So if you thought it's changed, it hasn't. Still Skittles. What else? Come on, blow up the comments, guys. I am literally here to talk to you guys. I don't want to be talking to myself. So anything that pops in your head, just put it in there. I mean, I shouldn't say anything that pops in your head, but you get what I'm saying. Howdy there from Albuquerque. Is that New Mexico? Like, I know there's different Albuquerques. The only one that I know of is New Mexico, so correct me if I'm wrong. I guess I can start off with this story. It's not a story. It really did happen. So the other day, my dad and I were having, sorry, my nose is like so itchy, but I don't want to pick it in front of you guys. Maybe I should. The other day, I was having a conversation with my dad, which he's super supportive. He knows that I don't want to have kids. I'm child free, whatever. My mom as well, my family, all that. And my dad was saying how, I don't know, he was just kind of in a bad mood, to be honest. And he was just kind of on edge a little bit. And we were talking about kids. And obviously, the fact that I don't want to have kids got thrown into the conversation. And he was like, it is so, and like, let me just preface here that I am Christian. And so I was brought up in a Christian household. So there's that. And so he was like, what is your purpose here on earth? Like, what are you doing here if you are not going to have children? And like, he was kind of saying it in a way, and he knows like where I stand on this, but he was just, I don't know, he just was feeling a little edgy, wanted to be, I don't know, a little thorn in my side. And so he said that, and I was like, well, I was like, Dad, just think about it like this. Like, and I'm gonna make a reel about this later because I really just want to like drive the point home that being child free by choice is like a very, very valid thing. And like it's not something that's just like, oh, like I just don't want to have kids, you know? I told him, I was like, you know how much I love dogs. Like I love dogs. I love my dog. I had a dog that passed away about probably like 3 or 4 months ago now, that I bought. Like I went and adopted him, paid my like with my own money when I was 12, and he passed away. I'm 26 now, so it was heartbreaking. My dad sobbed. It was terrible. Obviously we miss him, but I was like, you know how much I love dogs, Dad, and how much I loved Leroy, how much I love Jace. That's the dog that I have now. And I was like, imagine if I knew that somebody had adopted a dog and they didn't care about the dog. Like they just adopted it because like that's the cool thing to do. It's like have a puppy, and like I don't know, maybe wanted to get more girls in their house or something, or boys. And they adopted this dog, didn't care about it. It was left in the kennel all day, didn't play with it, never showed it attention or love. I was like, how mad would you be? Like, how mad would I be also? I would be pissed. I'd be like, oh my gosh, why the freak did they adopt that dog if they're not going to take care of it? Like, give it to somebody who wants it, give me the dog, you know? And so I was telling him this, and I was like, the same goes for children, for babies. Like, I would be that person that adopted, theoretically, let's say I birthed a child just because that's what you're supposed to do, because they're cute, because society's telling you to, because you want one, Dad, you know, or you think that that is what I need in my life, right? And I was like, how unfair is that to the kid and to me? Like, me as a person, I would be so devastated. I would be just, oh my gosh. And I was like, I was getting heated because it's so, like, I'm so passionate about it. I was like, Dad, I would be so miserable. Ergo, the child would be miserable because I don't have the capacity, the mental, physical, emotional, I don't have that to give to a child. Same way the person didn't have to give it to the dog, right? And so somebody would be like, oh my gosh, give me the child. I want the child, you know? And so we had this whole conversation, and at the end of it, he was like, you know what? He's like, that's a really good point. And I was like, it is. Like, it really is, because it's not fair. And like in the Christianity world, community, religion, whatever you want to call it, like it's very family centered, and family constitutes for them mother, father, kids, right? And so that's one of the things that it's hard. It's really hard being a Christian, also being child free, because you really are not fitting the mold there. And so I told him, I was like, Dad, I'm not here on this earth, and this might be getting a little deep, but I was like, I'm not here on this earth to be a mom, like to be a human mom. That is not my calling. That is not what I'm here for. And that's okay. I was like, there are people who are here to be moms and dads like you, my mom and my dad. And you want what's best for me. Like you had me because you wanted what was best for me, but that's not necessarily what I'm here for. That's not my calling. That's not why I am here on this earth. And so it was a very, very good conversation. Like I was genuinely so happy that we were able to have this just very deep conversation about why kids and me would not mesh together. And my mom was like, yeah, I really don't think that you would make a good mother, just because, not because I'm not a good person or I'm not caring or I'm not nurturing, just because being a mom, there's certain things you have to give up, certain qualities that you have to be able to amplify, and those things that I would not be willing or able or would want to do. And my mom knows that about me. And so anyways, very, very good conversation. And like I felt like I was finally understood. Like I was being heard, and they were actually like putting themselves in my shoes as to why I don't want to have kids. It's not because I like eating candy for breakfast. It's not because I like sleeping, which I do love those things. It's not because I love traveling. It's because I genuinely just wouldn't be the good mother or an ideal mother or even just like a basic mother for this child. I wouldn't be able to care for its needs. So anyways, there we go. Oh, what are you guys saying? Oh, number one, did you know from a young age that you didn't want to have kids of your own? Number two, have people, relatives included, ever told you you're young, you'll change your mind and want kids when you're older? Okay, so I actually found out, this sounds so weird, but I found out that I didn't want to have kids probably 3 years ago. It's been now. If you don't know anything about me, I am recently divorced. I got divorced last October. But like the whole like separation, I lost 20 pounds, like anxiety, depression kind of thing happened it was mainly last spring into summer. I'm fine now. I'm totally fine. I have a boyfriend. His name's Michael. He's amazing. 10 billion times better than the ex-husband ever could have been. So I was married. I say that because I was married 3 years ago. Um, I was in a marriage, and the person that I was married to was an only child, which I know I sometimes like dog on only children, but it's because my experience with only children was not good, right? Which I have friends who are only kids, only children, whatever you want to call them, and they're great, they're fine. But I think that it totally depends on like how you were raised. If the mother and father of the only child, like, if they told them that they need to be responsible for things, or if the parents were like, I'm gonna do everything for you. I'm gonna make your bed, I'm gonna make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're never gonna have to do dishes or vacuum or anything, which is what I had experienced, right, with the person that I married. Um, anyways, sorry, I ate an omelet before this, and there's a piece of egg in my mouth, and I just chucked it. Um, anyways, so the person that I was married to was an only child, which means that his parents would only be able to get a grandchild from him, which was a big, big deal because obviously, like, there's a lot of pressure on him because he feels like if he doesn't have a kid, then his parents are going to be sad and pissed because they're never going to experience grandparenthood, which is fine. Like, that's not why you have kids. The reason you have kids is not to become a grandparent one day. It's hopefully to be able to love and to raise a good human being, right? Not for his mom, but that's fine. She's no longer in my life or an issue, so whatever. I can talk about it freely now. Anyways, so it was like maybe I'd say like 3 years ago, I had a conversation with him. I was like, I don't know if I want to have kids. And he was like, what do you mean? Which I know we were young and dumb. We never talked about kids going into the marriage. We were so, so young, which in hindsight, I'm like, dude, hoist the freaking red flag, like hoist it. And I was like, I don't think I want to have kids. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I don't like, I've never, even as a child, I've never wanted to be a mom. I never fantasized about being a mom. I never played with dolls really. Like, that wasn't my thing. Granted, I did have three older brothers, so there weren't really many dolls in the house. It was more like cars and action figures and stuff like that. Um, so I never really had the desire to be a mom. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I just don't think that that's for me. And I was like, and honestly, I don't think that that's for you either. Like, you are not dad material. Not that that is a bad thing by any means, but if you are not dad material, astronaut material, astrophysics material, surgeon material, then maybe that's not for you, you know? Um, and so I was like, I don't think it's for us. And he was like, okay, like, I don't know how I'm gonna tell my mom this. And I was like, easy, you just tell her you don't have kids, you know? So anyways, long story short, it was about 3 years ago that I like realized that I didn't want to have kids. And then it was about a year and a half ago that I was like, I'm going to do something about this. And so I Googled like, what do you do if you don't want to have kids? Or like, don't want children. What now? You know, I literally Googled these things and I found just very, very, very few, like pages, Instagrams, blogs even about it. And, it was frustrating because I felt like I was so, so, so alone, which is what led me to this YouTube community, Instagram, all this stuff. So yeah, love that question. What else? Oh, yo, 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 3 to the 6 to the 8 to the 9. Wait, I'm dead. Oh, what type of nails are those? These are, I don't remember the name. But if I find them, I will link them in my Instagram. I literally cannot wait to get snipped with all the weight of frozen peas and gold. Literally. Anytime the subject of me having kids comes up with my dad, he always wants to steer the conversation to something else because he knows I don't want kids and it probably keeps him up at night. Oh no, knowing that the family name will die out. The thing is though, like, who cares? Who literally cares if the family name's gonna die out? That's my thing. It's like people are so good with like, who are gonna leave behind? Who's gonna remember you? And it's like, dude, what if I don't want to be remembered? What if I don't care about Wi-Fi is doing something crazy? But just because I don't have kids doesn't mean that my name won't be, you know, like in history because I am doing something with my own self, my own talents, my own capabilities, maybe my career, and I'm able to leave some sort of a legacy on the earth, you know? So that really pisses me off. I'm sorry that that happens to you. Christian, what is up? Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Hi, I just joined. I love your thoughts on things. I found out like three of my favorite YouTubers are having babies. I don't know what to do. The thing is about people having babies, and people all the time comment DM me. They're like, "What do I do? Like my best friend's having a baby, or my brother's having a baby, or this friend that I have is having a baby, and I feel like I'm going to lose them. Like I feel like they're going to be out of my life forever because now, they're going to have a kid and they don't have the time to spend with me or hang out or get drinks or whatever." Um and yeah, there is definitely some truth to that. Once you have a kid, like if you're going to be a good parent, this is the thing. Like, if you want to be a good parent, there are sacrifices that are needed to be made. Whether or not you want to realize that that is happening or admit to your friends that that's happening, it is happening. Like once you have a kid, your life changes, lifestyle changes, everything about you changes, and that's okay because that's what you're supposed to do. Hopefully it changes because that would be a sign of like good parenting, right? Obviously you're not going to go to the club with your kid at 2 a.m, like holding them, right? Like this little baby. I can't imagine that. Though I'm sure it has happened. But the thing is, like, if your parent, or I mean, not your parent, hopefully your parent isn't still having kids. Maybe they are. I don't know. But if your sibling or best friend or whatever is having kids, that's okay. Hopefully you have a good enough friendship and connection with them that you are able to understand that there is a time uh that's going to take for them to adjust to their new life. It's not like, oh, boom, have the baby, let's go out. Like it's going to take time for them to be able to learn how to do sleep training or potty training or just have another human in the house. Like they're having to take care of something to survive, theoretically. I mean, not theoretically, but like really though. And so hopefully you have the grace to understand that and then reconvene whenever they're ready to come back out into society. Like hopefully you're still there for them and you haven't just like thrown them out. Obviously it's different when it's a person on Instagram or YouTube because you can easily unsubscribe or unfollow, which is fine. But I feel like when it's people that are close to you in your life, hopefully you have a close enough bond that you're able to still be friends, regardless if they have children or not. Because, I mean, just as much as we want validation and how we want to feel acknowledged with our child free choice, they feel the same. Like they don't want to be shunned or, ostracized because they had a kid from their child free friends. Like that sucks. So, anyways, those are my thoughts. Oh, I'm an only child too, and was taught to be responsible and independent from a young age. Only sons, and generally coddled and spoiled rotten, are emotionally mature, hence making them awful partners. That's hilarious. Thank you for being a voice to us child-free people online. Truly appreciate you. Oh, I appreciate you, girl. You oh, the sound totally cut out for me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. My first time seeing you live. That's so exciting. The other day, my mom and her boss and her friend called me to give me a list of reasons why I should have children. Oh my gosh. The struggle is real. Like, I get it. And I feel like mostly they mean well. Their intentions are not to be malicious or to be like, oh, like, you are totally just like missing out on life. Like, I would hope that that is not their intent. Maybe it is. I could be totally wrong. But when people tell me like reasons why I should have kids, I get it. Like those are very, very valid reasons. But I take that and I'm like, these are the reasons why I shouldn't have kids though. Like the reason as to like they're so cute and cuddly and they smell great and they're, eventually gonna take care of you when you're older. I'm like, I don't want those things though. So I try to take what they say and be like, yeah, but that reason that you want kids is the reason why I don't want to have kids. I don't know if that makes sense. But like, yeah, I literally do that. I'm the younger one of two brothers. I'm really relieved that my parents will try to force my older brother into having a baby instead of me, who already decided to never ever have them. That is the tea. Oh my gosh. Good luck with that. Parenthood is a huge responsibility that needs to be taken seriously. Not everybody wants to be a parent, and that's totally okay. Yes, 100%, 1000%, yes. So I don't want kids, but kind of worry about what will happen in old age. I wish there were seniors to look up to. There are. Let me see if I can find the Instagram account of this girl that I follow. I shouldn't say, I mean, she is a girl, but she is probably in her 60s. I could be wrong. I believe her name is Marcia. Yes. So child free Davis. Oh, that must be like her maiden name, and then her literally mirrored for you. I'm an idiot. But anyway, it's called child free _ guru. She puts a lot of content out there, and she is definitely one of the like senior child free people. That's the only one that I like actively follow. But I will say there is a lot of like what happens if I regret? Like, oh no, like what if one day I wake up and I'm 57 years old, obviously way past the time of having kids, and I regret my decision of being child free? Like, what the freak do I do? Which obviously take my advice as like a grain of salt because I'm literally 26, right? I'm just out here like, hey, I'm living my best life. My thought is, if you regret it, this is what I think. If I were ever to wake up and be like, oh my gosh, I regret the fact that I've been child free this whole time, like, what the freak am I going to do? Adoption. Adoption is a very, very real thing. And it's something that people don't talk about that you could do. Like, it's a very, very valid option. If you ended up wanting to have a kid and you're 65, you could adopt. Like, I know that sounds insane, but like, if you were so desperate, you could totally adopt a kid. Like, no, like, I don't think anyone's going to stop you. I really don't. And so, I don't know if you ever felt like I'm missing out on something, you could totally adopt a kid. Um, oh my gosh, all the comments are coming in. Yes. Funny how many people have kids and those kids couldn't give a crap about them after they are dead. The kids just take the insurance money and keep it moving. Literally, like it happens so often and it's so sad. But obviously, no parent would be like, oh yeah, well, there's like that risk of like if you have a kid, they could take all your money and not even care about you and dance on your grave. Like nobody's ever going to tell you that. You're so spot on as usual. Some of us are self-aware. Oh my gosh, I literally just burped and it smells like an egg. Some of us are self-aware enough to know we wouldn't be good parents, unlike people who have kids, while neglecting them by their lifestyle. It's not for everyone. Exactly. And like maybe I just care too much. I don't know. Maybe that's a sign that like child-free people care more. That I wouldn't want to put a kid in that situation. I would never want a kid to go to a therapist and be like, my parent didn't love me. You know, like I would hate that because I only want to spread love and positivity and happiness. And like my ultimate, I was talking to my brother about this the other day, my brother and my dad, about how my number one goal in life, it's not money. It's not travel. It's not education. It's not if I'm going to be the biggest YouTuber, right? My ultimate goal in life is to be happy. And like that is what I chase every single day. That's why I go running every morning. I love it. It makes me so happy. That's why I put out child-free content and I'm so active on here because it genuinely makes me happy. Like I'm so passionate about it, if you can't already tell. That's why I make the bed in the morning, you know, because that makes me happy. And so everything that I do in my life is to chase happiness. There's no way that having a kid would be able to check off that box of being happy when I wake up every morning. Like it would suck so bad. And so I would not want to put a kid through that. I wouldn't want my kid to be like, oh my gosh, my parent doesn't love me. Like, I don't know. That's just my thought. I want to get married, but I have no interest in having kids. And that's okay. That's totally fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. How many of us were born because our parents had us to be like everyone else? I don't know. Like, I can say with confidence that I was born because my parents wanted me to be born, which is great. But there are a lot of people who can't say that. And that's sad. Like, that's genuinely sad because if you were to ask your parent, like, hey, did you plan me? Was I an accident? Like, there's so many times people will be like, oh my gosh, well, we're like accidentally pregnant. I'm like 42, you know? And it's like, that's sad. Like, that's really sad that you weren't planning on having this kid, but now you're going to have it. And you're like, all right, I guess we're going to do this, you know? I've been a nanny for 2 years. I felt the unconditional love kids give you. Still not for me. I was a nanny for 3 years. Loved it. Loved it. But I will say that being a nanny is what made me decide that kids were not for me because I realized like this sucks. Like if I were to have to take this kid home, like I would actually want to kill myself, like as terrible as it sounds, because I couldn't handle it. The stress from 9 to 5 was already so much. When I clocked out, when the kid went home, I was so grateful to just be able to sit down in silence and stare at the wall. Like literally, some days I would just be like, just staring at the wall because I was so exhausted. I can't imagine having to do that 24/7, no breaks. Oh my gosh, absolutely not. I was invited to one of my bestie's baby showers and proudly declined the invite. She understands my reasons behind why I did. So I didn't, so she didn't retaliate. I'm prepared for our friendship to change end. You know what? That's okay. Like I genuinely love baby showers, so it's not like a problem for me to go there. But to each their own. Like if your best friend knows that you aren't into that kind of thing, they should be able to respect that and be like, hey man, that's okay. Like it's okay that you don't want to come to my baby shower. Like I get it. Like we can totally get brunch sometime and just like celebrate, you know, then. I'd never regret it. I'm 100% certain. Literally same. This is true. Lots of kids and parents have a toxic relationship. Yes. And it's so sad. I wouldn't want to be that parent and I would never want my parent to be that with me. And so Therefore, I'm never gonna have kids, my idol, savior, and role model is Tom Lakis. Am I saying that right? His lifestyle decisions and success is a shining example to any young man or any young guy my age. You are so gorgeous. Just found your videos recently. Oh, thank you. I feel like I look so bad right now. Thankfully I have a ring light that like kind of helps my face look better, but even then I'm like, bruh, this ain't it. Um, we didn't ask to be born, but I'm grateful I'm here. Yes, a lot of times I hear people say, "Well, I didn't ask to be born." Like, I didn't ask to be here. And it's like, okay, I get that, but like, I mean, this sounds really terrible, but it's like, do you want to end your life now? Like, because if life's going good, then that's okay. But if life's going bad, then like maybe you should get help. Like, talk to somebody about it, because even though life can get really sucky sometimes, like you could be a quadriplegic, like that sucks, right? The fact that you can't use any of your limbs, there is still something that you are providing that the world needs from you is my philosophy. And there's a reason why you're here. At least that's what I think. Um, only in the states that the only in the states that the pursuit of happiness is in the constitution, but not the guarantee of happiness itself. I am always in the pursuit of happiness, like genuinely 24/7. I guarantee people who regret being child free when they are older do so because of societal pressures, not because they really wanted to have kids. Yes, I love this, and I think you're totally right. Societal pressures suck. They suck so bad because people do things that they don't want to do. They're doing it to please literal strangers on the internet or their parents or their siblings or their neighbor or their best friend. And it's like, yo. And like, this is something that oh my gosh, I have been focusing on this for probably a year and a half now, where I am just like, I need to be happy. The choices that I make in my life need to be for myself because ultimately, I'm the one that has to live with them. I'm the one who's dealing with the consequences. And I am the one who is going to either be happy or sad because of what I am doing. And like, the realization when that hit me, I was like, oh my gosh, I felt so liberated because people can shame me all they want about not having kids or about like even just like, I don't know, like there's so many different things that I like or don't like that people are like, oh my gosh, you don't like that? Or oh my gosh, you like that? And it's like, yeah, I do because I'm a unique individual person who can have my own likes and dislikes the same way that you can have your own likes and dislikes. And that's what makes people so cool, So stepping off my soapbox now, but I don't know. That's just so I hope that kind of resonates with you guys because living your best life, like choosing your decisions for yourself is so liberating. It's so powerful. I'm way too lazy to take care of a kid. I like sleep too much. Josie, I am right there with you. This is exactly how I feel. I love nannying, but clocking out is the best part of my day. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that because at the end of the day, it is your job. Like if you were to work at, I don't know, McDonald's, I know that's kind of like a stereotypical thing. But if you were to work at McDonald's, clocking out, I am sure is a great feeling. The fact that you get to go home and change and take a shower and not smell like fries and just sit on the couch and watch Netflix, like how amazing is that? So I feel like clocking out of nannying, no shame. It's a job. Baby showers are the worst. I went to one of my dearest friends to make her happy, but it was awful. I will say I actually enjoy baby showers. I know it's kind of cringy. I also enjoy baby like birthdays because usually the parents have the best snacks and candies. Like that is when you can find Capri Suns, Cheez-Its, Goldfish. Like that is my jam. So I'm just there for the food. But I will say my nephew had his 1-year-old birthday the other day. It obviously didn't make it on my Instagram because I know none of you guys care about that. But I had so much fun just hanging out with my family because like at a 1-year-old's birthday party, it's more for the adults, right? When they're like 1, 2, 3, like the kid doesn't know what's going on. They're still just like a potato there. And so it's more for the parents to mingle. The food was amazing. My brother and sister-in-law made the best food ever. There was like 7 different things you could choose from. The drinks were amazing. She made some like, if you're watching this, Merritt, I love you. I love your food. It was amazing. She made this like basil strawberry punch. So freaking good. And so we were just able to talk and mingle and obviously celebrate my nephew, which I love. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can find joy and happiness in everything in life. And so it's up to you whether or not you're going to find the good moments, the silver linings, what have it, in those situations. I literally can't study 4 hours straight. I can't imagine having to take care of someone else all day, every day with no mental breaks. I literally me either. When I was a teenager, I basically had to raise my brother because my stepfather was an alcoholic and had zero interest in parenting. Can I just go on a rant really quickly? I hate people who choose to be parents, and maybe this was an accident. I'm not trying to hate on your specific situation, Mr. Funny Guy 015. But I will say that I loathe people who become parents and then just literally throw their kid in the gutter. Like, don't care about the kid. That is a human being. What if that was me? What if the kid was me? What if the kid was you? Like, that kid's gonna be messed up. I'm not saying that this is for your particular story, but just say Joe Schmo off the street. Like, that kid is gonna have freaking mental problems because his parent didn't care for him, didn't love him, was raised by a sibling. Like, there's so many people out here that I'm like, you should be child free because you clearly don't understand what it is to be a parent or to be even like caring, like nurturing, even a decent human being. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm done. My rant's done. My child free idols are the late Betty White. Yes. Rest in peace. Dolly Parton, Oprah, Ricky Gervais. Oh my gosh. I think I butchered that. And Kim Cattrall. Thank you for providing this platform. You've reminded us that we have a choice in how we want to live our lives. You're welcome. And thank you for being here. Like, if you guys weren't here, I would literally just be talking to no one. Some think that women not having kids is a sin. It's a personal choice to have kids or not. Oh my gosh. Let's just talk about that for a brief, like 30 seconds. Like I said earlier, I'm Christian. And so there's obviously this huge stigma in the Christian community of like, if you don't have kids, like, what is your purpose here? Obviously, you're not fulfilling God's purpose, which I'm not trying to say that as like, because I really do have a lot of respect for Christianity, my relationship with God and Jesus and all that stuff. I'm not going to go into that though. I definitely think though, your purpose to be here on earth is not the same as the next person's. And so when people are like, oh, but you're destined, like you're a woman, you have a womb, that's what you're supposed to do. It is so aggravating because it's like, yes, like I do have those bodily parts, anatomy. I don't know. But that is not why I am here. That is not my purpose. That's okay that is your purpose to be a mom, but it's not mine. And just please respect that. Like, please respect that is what what I'm choosing to do is to listen to my heart and to know that is not what's good for me. Like, that's not why I'm here. Anyways, that's my thoughts on that. I see a lot of kids on the news recently that kill their parents. It's sad and makes me realize that it's a reality of parenthood because some kids don't care about their parents. Literally the last YouTube video that I just posted, what did I call it? What did I title it? I don't remember. This lady in California killed her child. Like her 3 children, not her child, her 3 children, which obviously is a terrible thing, right? But it's something that happens so often that it's not even really talked about anymore. And I'm like, dude, are you guys aware that like postpartum depression, mental illness, anxiety, depression, like is literally killing people? Like not only the person that's dealing with that, suicide is a whole different topic. And I'm not going to touch on that. Okay. It's called The Scary Reality of Postpartum and Mental Health is what I titled it. But the fact that these moms out here are just so overwhelmed. And then these are the same mothers that are like, oh my gosh, you should totally have a kid. Like they are the best thing in the world. They're going to change your life. You've never known true love till you have these kids. And then they literally go and kill their 3 children. It's like, what? Like, I don't understand. I don't, if you're painting the picture of parenthood as like this perfect thing, like you're doing it wrong. Do it better. Like, please, I will give you time to come up with a better scenario or story because you suck at selling parenthood. Seriously though. I feel like it's good that not everyone wants kids. There is overpopulation in some ways. There is like, obviously there's so many parts of this world that are not inhabited. And like, yeah, okay, we could definitely habit them. They could become habitable. But like, who needs that? You know, like who wants to live in Antarctica, you know, or who wants to live in freaking Dakota? Like, I know people live in Dakota. I'm so sorry. But like, you know what I'm saying? I think the best parents are the ones who choose that life because that's what they want. Otherwise, how can you be sure that you'll like doing it? Exactly. And like, I know how they say, I was listening to a podcast today, Emma Chamberlain, if any of you know her. She was talking about weed. her first experience smoking weed. I know I'm like totally going off on a different tangent. But she was talking about her first experience smoking weed and how it was terrible. Like she had the most anxiety. Like she literally thought that she was going to die. And she was like, I had to experience that to know that I hated it. She goes, but for those people who have never smoked weed and they don't know what the experience is like, maybe they could love it and it's like the best thing ever and they just become like this superhuman person. Or maybe they could have the same exact experience that she did, where it was like the most gut wrenching, she thought she was gonna die kind of thing, right? That's how I see parenthood. Maybe if I was a parent, I would be like the best, perfect, most amazing parent in the world, right? Or maybe I would hate it, right? And so for me, I'm like, I don't want to risk being this best parent in the world and like somebody who freaking their kid does cure cancer, like because there's always that risk. And like the risk is so high because I already know myself well enough to know that this is not going to be the move, right? But there's always that risk of like I would maybe resent this kid so much that I would do something crazy. And it's like it's not worth the risk. It's not worth doing drugs. It's not worth I don't know, like I'm just trying to kind of relate it to something that we know about, like skydiving. I might love skydiving. It might be the best thing in the world, but I also might hate it. And maybe my parachute doesn't open and I die, like I don't know, very, very extreme stuff. But for me, like you're bringing in a life, a human. That's a very extreme thing already. And so it's not something that should be taken lightly. So there we go. I feel like, oh wait, you already said that. Oh, we live in a world of sickness and disease. I would not bring children into a world with some death, destruction, and hate. Literally, like this world sucks. Like, but I will say, I love living here. I love this world. I love being able to have a life, like I do. But at the same time, I definitely can say that I'm privileged to live in the state, the country, the city that I do with the resources that I have. Other people are born into such terrible, 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 terrible lives that it's like, was it even worth it? I don't know. Ever since my sister became a mom, she doesn't talk to me or doesn't want to hang out with me anymore. She looks annoyed when I have my freedom and money, and that's okay. Like the thing is, in an ideal world, obviously, if you were sexually assaulted or if you just didn't have the choice and you were forced to have a baby, totally different thing. But I'm talking about the normal person, right? Making the decision to have a kid is a very conscious decision. The decision to be child free is also a very conscious decision, if not more conscious, because not a lot of people are doing it and not a lot of people are talking about it. And so the fact that she's jealous and, like envies your life, like she was once there. She knew what that life was like, but she decided to give it up in hopes that she would be this like amazing, like love this thing. But now she's feeling like, oh my gosh, maybe I don't really like this thing. But there's no take backsies. There's no 30-day warranty. There is no return policy on a human. Like that doesn't exist. And so that sucks. Like literally sucks to suck. That's when I would say to someone, well, that sucks to suck, Same. My sister tells me, don't have kids, enjoy your sleep, be the fun. And exactly. Like my brothers have told me the same thing. I have two brothers who have kids. I have one brother who doesn't. He's child free. But the two brothers that do have kids are like, it's hard. It's really freaking hard and it sucks. Some days it really sucks. Thankfully, they like what they do. They find it rewarding. But at the same time, I'm just like, it's not for me. Like, and I know that it's not for me because of what they tell me being a parent is like. And I'm like, yeah, like I would not like that. The fact that you enjoy that, like I don't. Like even just hearing about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, my brother has two kids, 5 and 7, a baby on the way. They look like they have a hard time. The 7-year-old throws tantrums. I can't imagine how stressful it would be when the baby is born. Oh, I no words. Like actually no words. Because like the 7-year-old is gonna have to acclimate to this baby. Like he's gonna have to learn to share and like there's another kid in your space, And so and the mom's attention, the parents' attention are now on this baby because the baby is literally like it needs to survive via the help of the parents. And so I don't know, that sounds like doesn't sound like something I'd ever want to go through. Parenthood is a choice. Choosing to be child free does not make someone selfish, in my opinion. No, it doesn't. As much as parents want to convince us that like our choice to be child free is a selfish choice, it's like I always just am like, yeah, like I am selfish. And you know what? I actually slept until 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. this morning, and literally just sat in bed on my phone for an hour and just, ate whatever I wanted for breakfast. And you know what? I think I'm gonna stay up until like 3 in the morning because I want to binge watch Stranger Things, and it's not like I'm staying up until 3 because my kid is crying and has colic. It's like, no, I am choosing to do this fun activity for myself because I can. What else? I watch RPAN. I don't know what that is. Oh, Reddit open live chats. So many single moms out there who just look absolutely miserable and their children even more miserable. So sad to see. And it like genuinely is so sad. Being a single mom sounds like hell. Like it literally sounds like hell. It sounds like the worst thing that could ever happen to someone. The fact that they were a parent, like they had their pair and then they were like abandoned, or maybe they abandoned the other person and now they're having to be two parents and one for who knows how many kids. Like, can we just sit and think on that? Like, if tomorrow you woke up and you were single parent to 3 kids, like, bro, like, genuinely, you know what I'm saying? Like, no way. Um, that's terrible, but like, actually, exactly. This world sucks. That shirt color looks so good with your eyes. I thought they were blue. My eyes are, I mean, like, look into them. I'm like trying to like, they're actually green. They're literally like the same color as my shirt. My eyeballs are green. um, which is so funny. That I'm wearing this green shirt. I literally didn't notice that. That's so yeah. Okay, go off, green eyes. What else? What else? Oh, that's what scares me. The no taking it back. Can't rewind to being child free. Like, I don't know. My thoughts are, if you're not 100% committed, which I know in life you can't be 100% committed to anything, right? Like, there's always that leap of faith that you have to take, the risk of like, okay, like even just like starting this YouTube channel. I'm like, well, it could be a flop, like nobody could watch my videos and I'm just out here wasting time making content. Or even just like getting a new job, moving to a new state, all these different, getting married, all these different things. There's always like that, it could go very, very wrong kind of thing, and like prepare for the worst. The only thing in life that is irreversible is bringing a human into the world. That you cannot take back. That there is no such thing as just taking it back. I guess you could put it up for adoption, maybe. I don't even know. Like, at what age are you able to not put it up anymore? I don't know. I don't know the implications of that. But if there even is like a tinge of like, I don't know if this is for me, wait. I would just wait. Think on it. I get so many DMs every single day. I shouldn't say so many, but every once in a while I get DMs where people are like, I don't know if I want to have kids or not. Like, what do I do? And I'm like, first of all, like, don't ask me, because like, I don't want to be the person that's like, oh, child-free millennial Marcella, like, she told me not to have kids. And I'm like, I don't ever want to be that person, right? Because I actually celebrate when people have kids because that's something that they're excited about. So I'm also excited about it. What I always tell people is make a list. Physically, get a piece of paper and a pen, write down pros, cons of having children for yourself. Pros. I've done this myself. I will literally have to dig out my list. I will find it. I promise you. And I will take a picture of it, put it on my community tab or on Instagram. Pros. My parents will love having another grandchild, another pro. I could make super cute Instagram content. Number 3, my friends will like me more because they also have kids. Number 4, I will be able to make new friends because I will be in like the PTA and my kid goes to school and a lot of moms go there. Like, cons though. If there are any cons on that list, please, I'm begging of you, do not pull the trigger if there are any cons. For me, the pros, there was like 3 pros. One of them was to please my parents. I knew my parents would be so happy if I had a kid. Another one was my best friend has 2 kids and I'm like, oh my gosh, wouldn't that be so fun, right? Third one, I would finally, like, people would finally just leave me alone. Like, I could finally live my life and people would be like, oh, when are you having kids? Like, those were my pros. All outward things, not things that I wanted for myself. Very much like people pleasing other people. The cons, man, the list was like a freaking Declaration of Independence. Like, it was so long, I could like freaking do this with the paper. It was like a freaking CVS or Walgreens receipt. You know what I'm saying? Cons. I don't get to sleep as much. Candy for breakfast. Oh my gosh, would have to wake up in the middle of the night. I would be so unhappy. There's a potential for throwing up. My body will never be the same. I could tear into my freaking butthole. Like, there's so many cons. There's so many freaking cons. Oh, I can't. Like, it literally gives me anxiety thinking about even just like being pregnant. I'm just like, oh my gosh, no, I would rather die. Oh my gosh. Oh, what else? What else? What else? Oh wait, there's a mom in here. Hold on, hold on. Wait a second. Isn't there a shelter in hospitals where babies can be left safely? I genuinely don't know. I'm a mother of two. You're so smart. This life sucks. I would sell my soul to be child free again. Oh my gosh, my heart. I'm not laughing at the fact that you would sell your soul, but I'm just laughing at the fact that like you're being so honest and I love it. I am here for it. Oh my gosh, I'm here for you. Genuinely am so glad that you're here. Like, thank you so much. Once you have a child, you're their parent. There's no taking it back. Always will have that worry in the back of my mind if someone else is taking care of the child. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's tough. You guys know my thoughts. You know my thoughts on how I feel about having children, and like the fact if you are not 100% like mentally. I mean, physically, you can't be 100% because you don't know what it's like to be a mom or to have a child or to be a dad, whatever. But mentally, if you are not there 100%, if you're not there for the ups and downs, if you are not ready to maybe have a kid that has an ailment, autism, severe ADHD, becomes like has a paralyzed. Like if your kid goes through a divorce, if you're not ready to be able to take care of them through just very traumatic things, then don't do it because life is so like it's so unpredictable. You never know what could happen. Also, not having kids gives you time to nurture other things. Exactly. Ourselves. I have time to nurture myself, my dog, my relationship with my boyfriend, my parents. My parents are so grateful for me and my child-free brother because literally we are there to help them, to just be present with them because we don't have the responsibility of kids. We're not like, oh, well, the baby's napping right now, so I can't come over. It's like, no, mom, like, I'm free. I'm coming over and I'm going to help you freaking learn how to text to speech, you know? Like, in response to, or wait, even so, too much stigma about giving your baby away. Exactly. They'd always be tied to the biological parent genetically. I don't think it matters if they're adopted or not. That's one reason for me. I really don't want to pass mental illness down. There's so many things. There's too many variables of what could go wrong. The thing for me is like people don't realize that your kid could come out and have severe ailments that you didn't plan for because you think that your kid is going to be normal, right? That's not a risk that I'm ever willing to take because I can't even take care of myself some days, let alone another person. Like another person who has very high needs. Like I can't do it. I literally can't do it. Am I a terrible person for saying that I can't do that? No, I'm just being honest and I'm speaking my truth. Like if you think that I'm a terrible person for saying that I wouldn't be able to care for a kid who lost his hearing at birth, who literally is deaf, like then think that I'm a terrible person. But maybe like step outside of your shoes and think maybe I'm actually a good person for realizing that my limitations are not going to allow me to give that person the best life that they could have, you know? So I don't know. As a guy, I fear nothing more than getting a girl pregnant and she insists on keeping the child. Bruh, snip it off. Snip it off. Get a vasectomy. People warn you that you might regret child-free, but having kids is far more permanent. The risk of buyer's remorse is far greater. Buyer's remorse! Wait, I'm dead. That's hilarious. I'm taking care of my mom that has mental and physical problems, and if I had kids on top of that, I would literally go nuts. No thanks. Nature and animals are my place. Yes, and you were a saint for taking care of your mom. Like, because a lot of people out there, they don't have that good relationship where their child will take care of their parent. Even though parents are like, well, who's going to take care of you when you're old? It's like, bruh, your kid isn't going to take care of you when you're old because I'm friends with your kid and your kid's talking smack on you. You know what I'm saying? I think there is a place where you can legally drop off babies, such as at the fire station. I did not know that. Okay. All right. I looked it up, called Safe Haven Act. Okay. Note to self, Safe Haven Act. You can literally drop off kids. All right. I love Stranger Things. Yes, I do too. I finished the 4th. I think it's like volume 2 of season 4. So good. Hello. What is up, Belle Butterfly? My house is always noisy. I don't get a moment to myself. I haven't slept more than 5 hours a night in 12 years. I have no money saved for retirement. I have major scars from the C-sections. But you know what? I will say, and I will say this with all the love of my heart, the fact that you are taking care of those kids means everything to them. The fact that you are being a mom and I don't know you, but I'm going to assume the best of you. I'm just assuming that you are being the best version of a mother that you could possibly be. Like, I applaud that because there are so many moms out there who just suck at being moms, dads as well, who just suck at being dads. Yes, you can regret it. Yes, you can feel um sadness because you are living this very very hard and very strenuous life, but the fact that you're being honest is just like I really really find that admirable about you. um no, you being smart, realistic, and knowing your limitations. You don't know what type of kid you could have. That child might be the next Adolf Hitler or Joseph Stalin. I mean, you're not wrong. Nothing has been decided, but I'm considering the child-free life. I don't know if parenthood is what I want to do with my life, and that's okay. Like, you can totally be on the fence. There's nothing wrong with being on the fence. I know some child-free people are like, nah, you got to choose either you're child-free or you're having a baby. Like, no, I am here to say that you can be on the fence for however long you want, right? Like, if you want to keep consuming my content, please feel free. Like, I love it. If you want to go over like the next thing you click on after this is being a mom, the 10 reasons why being a mom is the best thing ever. That's okay. You're literally exploring your options. And I love that because you're not just being like, all right, well, I'm going to throw in the towel and never have kids. Or all right, I'm going to throw in the towel and just have all the babies, like you are doing like educated work on, you're literally like doing a research project on how you want to live the rest of your life. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, anyways, reasons to stay child free in my marriage. My fiance and I are happily child free for the foreseeable future, potentially forever. Convince us to stay child free. Well, I don't want to convince you of anything, but I just know that I am happy being child free, and I know a lot of people are happy being child free. So if you're scared that you might not be happy, just know that there's a lot of people out here who are happily child free. You child free, married, and engaged people inspire me. Aw. I love my mom so much. Might be child free, but good moms are elite. Literally, my mom, very, very good mom. I love her to pieces. She is awesome. But I know that I would not be that kind of mom. And it's okay. It's okay for me to admit that, accept that, vocalize that, put that out on the internet that I would not make a good mom. You know? Oh my gosh, is there a freaking oh, there's a spammer in here. What the heck? Oh my gosh, can I get rid of them? Hold on. Let me see. Put this user in timeout. Oh my gosh, there's an option for putting the user in. Wait, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh, guys, I put them in timeout. Oh wait. Oh, I think all the messages got deleted. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Ban hammer time. Literally. Okay, so I'm gonna be on here for, I don't want to make this more than an hour. So 8 more minutes. Let me know any other questions you have. Like questions, comments, concerns, anything for the next 8 minutes, and I will answer them. You can ask me anything. I will decide whether or not I'm going to answer it though. I feel like some of you guys are going to ask some terrible, terrible questions. So many older women have told me that if they had their time again, they wouldn't have kids. I think people always think the grass is greener on the other side. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side, though, I will say. I remember when I was going through my divorce, I thought I was literally going to die. I literally thought I was going to die because I was with that person for 8 years. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what life is like without this person. I'm going to die. But then I realized that getting a divorce and having to do something so hard and move on was the best decision that I could have ever made in my life. Like, where I am now versus a year ago or a year and a half ago, so different. Black and white. Like, even if you watch my old content, my like very, very first, like maybe 5 YouTube videos, totally different person. Obviously I like recorded from my phone too, so totally different kind of like quality there, but like totally different person, different mindset, different goals, different ambitions, literally no ambitions. From where I am today. And so I will say sometimes the grass is greener, but sometimes the grass is dead on the other side. And with parenthood, you can't really just like jump the fence and go back to the old ways, like, I don't know. It's too risky. Being a parent, like choosing that route, it's way too freaking risky. My boyfriend had a child from a guy. Wait, okay. Best friend, not boyfriend. My best friend had a child from a guy she didn't love only because she was afraid of abortion. Now she is with the man she is fiance just made an abortion because she is too much afraid of being a mom again. Okay, so I get it. So the guy that she's with now, she got an abortion because she's afraid of being a mom again. Wow, what a story. Oh my gosh. Poor girl. Literally, I have no advice for that. I just think good for you for taking your power and knowing what you can and can't handle, I guess. What are your future or what are you looking forward to in your child-free future? For me, it's more money and free time. Mine's just happiness. I am just chasing happiness. Whether that's I don't know, deciding I wanted to move or deciding I want to travel a different country or starting a new career, which I don't plan on doing, but I'm just thinking like my goal in life is just to be happy. Like that's genuinely, I know it sounds so sappy and it just sounds again like scripted, but I swear to you, I just want to be happy for us. That in the future, if humans have space stations to live on planets that babies born in outer space, quite possibly, yes. Because I don't know how like sex would work up in space, but I'm assuming it would work the same way where you like just have sex and then like you're able to have a baby. I have no idea. I've never been in space. I can only assume that there's going to be space babies out there. Do you think that in the future? Oh wait, I just read that. And yes, thank God you did not have kids with your ex. No, like there's no way I would have had kids with my ex because I knew that he would have been a terrible, terrible father. I'm out of time, and all I have is 4 minutes. Literally, do I have only five? I literally, well, like 4 minutes. I don't even know if they end the live for me. I don't know if at an hour, they're like, you're done. I have no idea. How do you feel living in the USA? I actually really like living where I live. Not necessarily the United States of America, because that's like so broad. People are like, how is the US? And it's like, bro, each state is so different. Each city is so different from the next, right? Where I live, Kansas City, Missouri, I love it. It's a great place to live. It is actually, I think, one of the cheapest places to live in the entire United States of America. Um, Obviously, it's not very like if literally just Google Kansas City, Missouri. There's not much landscape in terms of like hills or mountains or oceans. Like there's a lake, there's a few lakes, but I would love to go live somewhere pretty and somewhere that it doesn't snow because I hate snow. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. I've been told people with only one kid aren't real parents. Your thoughts? I definitely think they are parents. I think one kid or 10 kids, like it's gonna suck. Obviously, the level of sucking is like a lot different from one kid to 10 kids, but one kid, like, yo, I wouldn't do it. Hold on. What made me realize I was child free was when I took a parenting course and she showed us all the scenarios of parenthood, good and bad. None of them made me say sign me up. That's hilarious. Wait, where are there parenting courses? Because I would love to take one of them and see like what I think. I'm pretty sure you need to end it manually. Okay, well, I'm gonna end it in like 3 minutes. So you got 3 minutes to ask me whatever the freak you want. Have you ever had single fathers try to convince you to give them a chance? Oh my gosh, the tea. I've had a few do this, although it made it blatantly clear, or I made it blatantly clear that I can't stand children. I did have one time, one guy, because like just know that I was in a relationship for 8 years, right? Long time, ever since I was like very, very teenage years, right? And so I was only single for like 3 months after my divorce. I met Michael, didn't want anything to do with guys, but let me just tell you, when you know, you know. Like I met this dude, Michael, amazing. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I like there is just something there. And the stars aligned and now we're together and like genuinely the best relationship ever. But I was only single for like 3 months. There was one guy though. He had I think it was either one daughter or a daughter and a son, and he wanted to be with me, and I go, "Sorry, you have kids." Literally, that's all I said. I feel so bad now because I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like that was just so dumb." But I like, no, absolutely not. If something happened where Michael and I were not together anymore, which hopefully, knock on wood, it would never happen. I don't think it ever would. But I would never date someone who has kids because I don't want to have kids. Stepkids? No. My own kids? No. Have kids? Is that even a thing that you could have? No. Not doing it. What else? What else? Oh, if you could remove fear as a reason why you don't want to have kids, would you have them? A counselor asked me to ponder this because if it's fear stopping me, then I shouldn't let it. No. It's not fear. It's hate. Honestly, I would hate my life if I had kids. Also, I have a severe phobia of throwing up. I know. Laugh at me. Literally, haha in the comments because I also laugh at myself. But I have a severe phobia of throwing up, which means I would never want to be pregnant because there's always a very good chance that I could have morning sickness. And knowing me, I would have the worst morning sickness known to mankind. And ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I would never do it. Fear is not a thing. I know in my bones that I just don't want to have kids. It's just something that I don't want. Plain and simple. Like, I don't want to live in Wisconsin because it's cold. I'm not going to do it. You know, like, I don't want to, I don't know, pierce my tongue because it's just something that I don't want. So I'm not going to do it. You know, like, there's so many things that I don't want to do. And so I don't do them. And having children is one of those things. Hi, I've been following you for a short while now. Thanks for expressing yourself and passion for being child free. Most people are passionate about having children. Yes. And it's, you know what, it's fine, to each their own. But I am here to be the guiding force. I am your freaking hype woman of being child free. Here's some nightmare fuel words: twins and triplets. Literally. No, absolutely not. Would someone's kids being all grown still disqualify them? Actually, I think it would. I think it would. If I was to date someone and their kids were like 19, 20, I think I would. Like, theoretically. I think I would totally date that person because at that point, those are like grown human beings, which I could like befriend. It would almost be like a, I don't know, like a sister and brother-in-law kind of relationship versus like a stepson or you know, I don't know if that's making sense, but I think, yeah, I think that would definitely count. At least you're a decent person. So many people out here will be with a person who has kids and mistreat the kids. Literally, yeah. What? So do I. Fear of throwing up. It's the worst. I can be so sick, but fighting the nausea. It's so true. Oh my gosh. The fear that I have of throwing up is so ridiculous, but it's so real. It's so real. I feel like a literal idiot when I tell people that I have. It's literally called tryptophobia. Like, or no, tryptophobia is something else, which I used to have. It's called emetophobia. Emetophobia is the fear of throwing up. It's so sad. I feel so dumb when I tell people, yeah, I've got a severe phobia of throwing up. But like, it's so real. So anyways, if you have a phobia, don't feel like it's dumb or anything because I'm out here scared of throwing up. So, anyways, I'm going to end today's live. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me. Like, let me know, comment below, below I end this thing. Do you want this to be like a thing, a monthly thing? A weekly thing? I know on my Patreon, I'm going to start doing live Zoom chats with people. And so I think I might actually take this platform and move it to my Patreon because honestly, it does take a lot of time to sit down, set everything up, and then talk to you guys for an hour. So I might do exclusive Patreon only like YouTube lives. But let me know. I might want to do this just for kicks, for free for you guys. Let me know if that's something that you want. Yes, a weekly thing would be awesome. Yes, or do streams weekly or monthly. Okay, yeah. So I think I might do, I don't know, I might do like weekly lives for the people who are subscribed to my Patreon, which I know, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, subscribe to my Patreon. But literally, like, the $5 a month, it's literally a Subway sandwich. Like, can we just talk about that? But the $5 a month I use to help, like, so I can get better equipment. I can get better like stuff to make content for you guys. It's not like, oh, I'm just like out here buying Skittles with the money, right? Like, I'm trying to invest it back so that you guys can get more content from me, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like donating money to me to be able to like keep doing this, because it does take a lot of time out of my day to do this kind of stuff. So I like people who are subscribed to my Patreon. I love you. You are the best human beings ever. Have you watched your videos? Oh, have watched your videos for a while. It's so refreshing. Yes. Okay. Yes. Everybody's saying yes. So I'll let you know what my schedule is. I might do weekly for Patreon members and then maybe like monthly for just like normal YouTube subscribers. So I don't know. But anyways, I love you so much. I hope you have a great, what day is it even? Oh my gosh. I don't know what day it is. Monday. I was going to say Thursday. Literally being child free, you don't know what day it is. That's what parents are like, she doesn't even know what day it is. Like, okay, great. But I love you guys. Hope you have the best Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. I think that's it. I literally think that's it. I'm just like reading your guys' comments really fast. Monthly works. Your streams are the best I've seen so far. Oh my gosh, you're so nice. Oh, that's hilarious. Maybe. Oh my gosh, wait before I log off. Maybe my next live, I could bring Michael on here. And you guys, because I've done that before. He's been on a Instagram live with me before. But I can maybe bring Michael on here and you guys can ask him questions, talk to him, whatever. He's amazing. So let me know if you want to see Michael. That would be so fun. Maybe that could definitely be a thing. Hi, love you. Thanks for the awesome content. Ah, McKinnon! That person is subscribed to my Patreon. Love you. But anyways, love you. Bye, guys!